There is a very public side in the NFC Championship game on Sunday evening between the Lions and 49ers. I'm going to let you know the most public play in the game, and I'm also going to let you know why I think fading it can make you some money on Sunday evening. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on Wager Talk TV. And of course, I do have my NFL Fade the Public video in which I break down the most public side and total for both the AFC and NFC Championship games. I wanted to give you a little bit of a deep dive into this Lions-49ers matchup and let you know the most public play in this game is ding ding, red flag alert, public underdog Detroit Lions. Yes, Lions are a very public play this weekend on Sunday evening. So the question becomes, do we fade the public? You know, as I tell you every week in my Fade the Public series, we don't just blindly fade the public. We look for reasons. And I do think this is a situation in which fading the public will make you some money on Sunday. I'm going to give you a few reasons why. First of all, San Francisco is the better team, and they're coming off a bad showing last week against Green Bay, a subpar outing in which they really came close to losing the game outright as a 9.5, 10-point favorite. But keep in mind, they were coming off basically a double bye because they had locked up the #1 seed going into week 18, so they didn't have to play their starters, and then they had the week off and then played last week against a Green Bay team that had some momentum coming in off that Dallas upset. So I will give San Francisco maybe a little bit of a pass for the sluggish starting game overall. I do think they'll turn things up a notch this week. Meanwhile, it looks like a tough scheduling spot for Detroit. Back-to-back emotional home wins, a narrow win against the Rams, and really kind of a narrow win against the Buccaneers as well. Back-to-back weeks, and now traveling in a situation which they've been much weaker on the road, especially when stepping up in class. And it makes a lot of sense. This is an indoor dome team. They're built for speed. They've done a great job building this team in Detroit, but their defense is still suspect. And now outside on grass against a very good team, I do think the offense might regress a bit, but the defense is going to have trouble. This is a pass defense that's given up 7.3 yards per pass this year against teams that average just 6.8. San Francisco, by the way, is averaging 8.7, nearly 2 yards per pass better than the opponents Detroit has been subpar against. And the Lions have been even worse on the road this year, giving up almost 8 yards per pass and almost 25 points a game. So I do expect that San Francisco offense to heat up and get back on track this week. And the one game that really jumps out to me, if you look during the whole season, is when Detroit played at Baltimore back middle of the season on October 22nd. They went in there as a 3-point dog. They'd gotten off to a great start overall. They were 4-1 straight up, had beaten the Chiefs on opening night that Thursday, and had lost at Seattle, but then won 4 in a row after that to start. 5-1 straight up, and they got blown out as a 3-point dog at Baltimore, 38-6. You look at the offensive numbers too. Really nothing misleading about it. They got outgained by over 170 yards, 165 yards or so. Offensively too, they did not move the ball well. They gave up 9 yards per play, I believe, in that game. Averaged only 5. So I think it's going to be a similar situation in a hostile environment on the road after 2 big road wins. Keep in mind, Detroit had not won 2 straight playoff games in the same season, I believe, since like the 1950s. So they are a little bit ahead of schedule maybe at this point, and I think they're due to regress. The line is important in this game, though. Currently, most of the week, it was 7. We actually saw it as low as 6.5 back on Monday, Sunday night Monday. It held 7. And then around Thursday this week, it went up to 7.5 in a lot of locations. And I will call this a sharp square divide because, once again, the public is definitely on the Lions. The recreational bettors are on Detroit. Yet this line has risen higher this week, which tells me the sharp money is on San Fran. Obviously, 7 a very key number, about a 4 to 5% chance the Niners win this game by exactly 7 points. So you do want to shop around. I would lay the 7 minus 120 if possible, instead of taking minus 7.5, minus 110. That half point is worth more than 10 cents on that key number of 7. Something else I'll point out, though, if you can't get 7, wait until closer to kickoff, because once again, I do think the public's coming in on Detroit, and they'll be even heavier on Sunday when the majority of the public money comes in. And this is the late kickoff at 6:30 Eastern on Fox. So once again, if you have a 7, lock it up now. But if you have only a 7.5, wait. You might get a 7 by kickoff. If not, if it goes to 8, the risk reward is worth waiting because 7 is such a key number. Another option, if you're only getting a 7.5, you could consider using this in a 2-team teaser, taking San Francisco down to minus 1.5. Get him below a field goal, get him in that straight-up win situation. And by the way, if you recall last week, I recommended the Niners as a 7-point teaser when they were minus 9.5 right here on these solo videos. Taking them down to 2.5 last week did make the difference, as they, of course, won that game by that key number of 3 against Green Bay. So once again, San Francisco minus 7 is a nice number. If you can only get 7.5, maybe wait till Sunday, see if the public pushes it back down, or consider doing a 6-point teaser, moving it down to minus 1.5. And of course, you would have to tie that up with another side, either the Baltimore-Kansas City side or the total in one of the games. Hey, comment below. Let me know your thoughts on the best way to play this game, how you're approaching it on Sunday as well. Throw in some player props. I love the player props. We don't have a lot of time to talk about them here, but the comments below are a perfect spot to throw out your best bets. Throw in some analysis. Let's learn and earn together here on Wager Talk TV. Found the video useful? Thumbs up, like, and don't forget, hit subscribe and hit the bell for instant alerts so you know when these solo preview videos go live each and every day for college and pro basketball. Also, Super Bowl and the props around the corner in a couple weeks. I also have a Kansas City-Baltimore preview video, deep dive into the AFC Championship here on the channel. Check that out. And don't forget my NFL Fade the Public video this weekend as well. For both games, I'll tell you the most public side and total in both of the games with some additional analysis here on Wager Talk TV. So hit like, hit subscribe, and hit the bell for instant alerts. And don't forget to pick up my 3-pack. I do have a 3-for-1 special for the NFL Championship games this Sunday, covering both games, sides, and totals. You don't want to miss it. I have 3 strong best bets for this Sunday NFL action. And then, of course, the daily basketball best bets. That's your true bread and butter money-making opportunity this time of year on a daily basis is basketball. As I head into Friday this week doing this video, 28-14, 67% all sports run on basketball and football the past 2.5 weeks. College basketball, pro basketball, everything is winning. NBA last year alone was #1 at NBA at Wager Talk in 2023, up 40 games above 500. The year before, #1 in college hoops. And the past 2 years combined now, #1 all sports sides combined, football, baseball, and basketball, units 1 at Wager Talk. The point is, consider an all-access, all-sports subscription and take a serious investment approach. And this weekend's a great time to do it because you get an instant 30% discount on a 7-day all-access subscription with promo code ACCESS7. Once again, that's 7 days and nights of basketball, college and pro basketball, plus my 3 NFL playoff best bets for Sunday. You get all 7 days and nights for just $69. It's normally $99, but it's just $69 with promo code ACCESS7. That works out to less than $10 a day for every football and basketball play for the next 7 days and nights. Now, if you're ready to take a serious investment approach, the 1-year all-access is the best option. I know many of you missed that great opportunity at the beginning of the year, back at the beginning of January when I offered the instant $800 discount. Well, since many of you sat on the sidelines and watched this 28-14 run the past few weeks pass you by, I don't want you to wait any longer. I'm bringing that code back as well. It's an instant $800 discount for a full year of all sports, football, baseball, and basketball, every day and night for 365 straight days and nights for just over $3 a day. But you got to have promo code SM365. Details on my page right now, SteveMerrillWagerTalk.com. And yes, you missed a great start to 2024, but we were also #1 in 2022 and 2023. So there's plenty to go. And the good news is if you sign up now, you get all of January, basically, next year, 2025, included. It's a full 365 days and nights, so you're not going to miss anything. Once again, a 7-day for $69 or the 365-day all sports for just over $3 a day. Promo codes are on my page, ACCESS7, SM365. You don't have to memorize them. Check out my homepage along with the daily free plays. Don't miss those daily basketball free plays as another great way to build your bankroll. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Get there quicker with shortcut wt.buzz/SM. Follow me on Twitter as well, at Steve Merril, 2 R's, 1 L, at Steve Merril on Twitter. Also post free plays throughout the week on Instagram on IG. And don't forget to stay tuned here to Wager Talk TV for more great NFL playoff preview videos coming up next.